In this video, we'll focus in on the TeamHeadquarters queues. You get to the queues by clicking on the queues menu item down here on the left. Once you're in the queues, you're presented with the grid, and the grid operates the same as all the other TeamHeadquarters grids, but we'll give you a quick tour of it. You're able to drag and reorder the columns into whatever fashion you'd like. You can filter the contents of the columns by clicking on filter and creating a filter. Once you've created the filter, you can save that filter as a new custom filter for just yourself. And you can access that filter by clicking on the filter underneath the queue filters. You can set it as your default so that each time you open up the queue, that will be the filter that you're using. We're going to set ours as the MyOpen queue, and we're going to set that as our default, and we're going to delete the customer queue. We can also create new queues from here, and we're going to do that in just a few moments. And the other thing we can do is that we can add additional columns. There are a few other columns that are in here. We can click on Manager, Create an Update, and State. What we'll do now is we'll dive into the Customer Help Desk queue and take a look at this. For anyone who has seen the My Queues dashboard video, you'll see a familiar look, and we have our ticket stats, top 5 by product, top 5 by location, and progress. If you click on any one of these labels, it'll open up the appropriate tab with a filtered list. If we go over here and we say that we'd like to see the uploaded files, it opens up the Files tab. So it's a quick little shortcut. We take a look at the top 5 by product, and we can see from the product field how our tickets are distributed by product. So we can click on one of the pie graphs, and we can see all the tickets associated with that pie graph. Same by location. We can click on a segment of the location, and we can see all of the tickets by location. Our progress channel gives us a cumulative look at our tickets. Right now we have 6 out of 16 tickets completed. Let's go ahead and move on through the queue. We'll take a look at the Updates tab. The Updates tab is where you, as a queue manager, will manage your time, or will input your time and any changes that you want to make to the queue or any work that you do on the queue. So for example, if we want to organize our roster a little bit, and so that's what we'll do. We'll organize the roster, and we're going to add some time to that. This is how we're going to capture our own time. We can set some notifications or notify everybody in the queue. And we're going to click to edit the queue. And so we're going to go down here, and we can see right off the bat where the roster is. Let's say right now we'd like to take a couple of folks off. So we'd like to take Shelly and take her off of the queue. And we want to add somebody to it. So we're going to go over here. We're going to add Mark to the queue. We're going to close that. And we're going to take Mark, and we're going to create him as a manager of the queue. So he'll have the same view. He'll be able to do what I'm doing right now. As a participant or as an observer, you wouldn't be able to do these sorts of things. And we're going to save the changes to this queue. All right, now that we've got that done, we're going to go through the rest of the tabs. The details of the queue. Just pull some of the information out of the ticket details. The roster shows us who's rostered on the queue and gives us a shortcut to go to that area within the queue edit screen. The activity tab shows us all of the activity that has happened in the queue, regardless of whether time has been captured against it or not. The tickets, obviously, is going to show us all of the tickets that are inside this queue. The files show us the files that are in the queue. And time tracking shows us all of the time entries that are in the queue. Let's go over to our queue filters area at the top, and we're going to create a new queue. This queue is going to be in relationship to a new ERP solution that we're going to deploy. And the purpose of the queue is to manage incoming ERP requirements and service requests. Let's talk about notification account. In the notification account, we can actually set up a special email address for this queue if we so desire. We could set up an email called erprequests@entrysoftware.com, and then we could use that to capture incoming email and also to create outgoing emails to individuals. We'll just leave it as the default at the moment. Our state is the queue is open, and our work class is support. We can also pick operational and planned, and so we'll create this as a support queue. We're going to add our technicians and our IT folks in here. So our IT manager, our technician, our help desk manager. We're going to add our project manager to this queue. We're going to add our technician, and we're going to add our help desk admin to this queue. All right, we're going to close that up and see everybody who is on this queue. Once we're here, we can go through and we can say which one of these folks are going to be managers, participants, observers. And so we're going to go down here. We're going to take a look at Mark, who's the help desk manager, and we're going to say that he is going to be a manager. And we're going to update that. And we're going to say that everybody else is going to be a participant on this. You'll notice that everybody has been notified, so they're all in our notify list. And that's because I've added them all to the queue for the first time. So they'll get an invitation from the system to belong to this queue. And so the next thing we have is we have our comments area, which is very similar to our update function that we talked about earlier. And I can upload and select my files here. So we're going to save these changes. We've missed something way back up here. We have to select the parent folder. We're going to select that, and this is going to be an internal folder, and we're going to save that. The folder structure is defined by the system administrator. There's our new ERP solution queue. We can actually start to receive tickets into that queue now. That is the end of this video. For any further training requirements, please feel free to give Entry Software a call at 888-368-7908 and look for option number 2, which will take you to sales.